I've done a lot of things since I've had my stroke, things that I don't think I would have done before I had my stroke. Just listen to this. I learned to snowboard. I'm not very good at that, I can tell you. I learned to surf. I took a surfing lesson with my son Alex, and it was fantastic. We had a great time. Absolutely love surfing. I am extremely slow at karate, but I managed to get an orange belt.
The message that I like to convey to patients is that most strokes get better. Most patients who've had a stroke will see some signs of a recovery.
It affected the entire right side, even my leg. So it was a little bit of my speech, it was my arm, it was my leg. It took me a year to learn how to tie again. It took me a year to learn how to button. Took me forever to learn how to zipper.
Nearly 800,000 people suffer a life-threatening stroke every year in the United States. That's a stroke every 40 seconds. Most survivors can improve their function through therapy programs and support from loved ones, but it takes hard work and determination.
One of the biggest motivators for me after the stroke were my kids. I didn't want them to see their mother with limitations, and I wanted to be an example for them. So I built my own recovery because I wasn't going to be defined by the fact that I had a stroke. I pulled myself together and was able to overcome my right side limitations.
There's often a lot of confusion in the public about what a stroke is, and it can be made very simple if you think of stroke as a plumbing problem. The blood vessels that supply blood to the brain can either get blocked or can leak.
The most common type is one where there's a blockage of an artery in the brain, which leads to disruption of function of that particular portion of the brain and ultimately potentially to its death. The other type of stroke is a hemorrhagic stroke where a blood vessel ruptures and there's actual bleeding into the brain.
One of the difficulties with stroke is that the signs can sometimes be subtle and readily missed by patients. And there's a lack of awareness in public about the warning signs, yet they're actually fairly straightforward. FAST
is an acronym for face, arm, speech, and time, which we use as a quick and easy tool to identify someone who might be having a stroke. If you see facial weakness, weakness of the arm, or any change in speech, especially if it comes on suddenly, that could very well be the signs of a stroke. And of course, time. Very important, that is, you have to act right away.
Every minute wasted is 2 million brain cells dead. T is time, and time is brain. If you think you're having a stroke, call 911.
Recovery can be physically and emotionally demanding. Christina knows and suggests perseverance can bring many rewards.
Understand that you're a little different and it might be permanent. So take it as a challenge. Find a new way to cope. Find a new way to be good at something different. To set as a goal for yourself. Find something to hope for. There are still a lot of possibilities out there for them, and there's still a lot of living, and that's what's important. I get honked at all the time for going too slow, because all I ever do is cruise in it. I'm a little slower now. It takes me longer to do things in general, but I'm not going to let that limit me. I went back to school. I'm in graduate school. I can only hope that my kids will understand why it is that I've chosen to go ahead and accomplish things that I've always wanted to, and even new things, to take up challenges, to give it a shot and try. I hope they'll keep that with them forever.
For the University of Rochester Medical Center, I'm Leslie White.